You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodriguez for our Black and White Sports. We're going to talk about Trevor Bauer and how all of a sudden this shines a spotlight on Deshaun Watson and the NFL, because this is now being brought up, okay, in relation. Now, keep in mind, I still don't understand why Trevor Bauer got suspended. At the end of the day, it was determined that it was a consensual situation between him and the other party that got rough. Now, with Deshaun Watson, we know there's 22 women that are saying there were not consensual activities going on. As of right now, no criminal charges. 2 grand juries have looked at it and said no. Okay? Doesn't mean they can't come back and do it again. And grand juries can meet as much as they'd like to. But it certainly adds an element from a public relations standpoint into the Deshaun Watson situation, and it's already being brought up. Pro Football Talk and Mike Florio is bringing up how, and I got to give Florio some credit for this, he's bringing up the fact that Trevor Bauer's situation could influence Roger Goodell and Deshaun Watson when it comes down to eventually suspending him. Major League Baseball stunned the sports world on Friday by suspending Dodgers pitcher Trevor Bauer for 2 full seasons based on allegations of domestic violence. Although the facts are very different, it's difficult not to wonder whether the extent of the punishment will influence the NFL's ultimate handling of Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson. Bauer was accused of assault that occurred when he allegedly went too far during consensual rough encounters, let's put it that way, during a pair of encounters in April and May 2021. The allegations resulted in no criminal charges. A request for a permanent restraining order was also denied. That doesn't prevent the MLB from taking action. The league interviewed other women who claimed that they had been assaulted by Bauer. One woman accused Bauer of choking her to the point of unconsciousness a dozen times during a relationship that spanned years. Okay, I'm gonna ask the obvious question here. Why did the relationship span years if this was an issue? Just keeping it real. Bauer was placed on paid leave last July. He has appeals rights, and he intends to exercise them. He vehemently denied any and all wrongdoing. The alleged facts are disturbing. This is Florio's wording, not mine. More detail is available in this item from ESPN.com. The broader point, as it relates to the NFL, is whether Commissioner Roger Goodell will feel compelled to take stronger action against Watson based on the 2-year suspension imposed on Bauer. These are fair and appropriate considerations, and this is the point that Florio's trying to make. The entire personal conduct policy is a PR tool aimed at creating a vehicle for the league to take proper action against players who do things while not working that prompt fans and the media to ask, quote, why doesn't the league take proper action? ? Whether the action taken is or isn't proper is determined not by any formula or calculation, but by how fans and media react to it. Already, some in the league office, listen to this, some in the league office are privately advocating for harsh action against Watson, who is accused by 22 women of misconduct during massage sessions. He has not been charged with any crime, but 22 lawsuits are pending and proceeding. Some in the league office believe Watson should be placed on leave until the cases are resolved, with a decision made thereafter as to a possible unpaid suspension. Last month, the commissioner seemed to rule out paid leave, explaining that if the league concludes there's enough to justify paid leave, Watson would simply be suspended without pay. I got to give Goodell some credit there. More than a year, there has been a sense in league circles that Watson will be suspended from 4 to 8 games. Last October, for example, the Dolphins believed that if they had finalized a trade for Watson following the settlement of all the cases, only 18 of 22 were ready to be settled, he would have been suspended 6 games. So in other words, the league office probably told the Dolphins straight up, we're giving him 6 games. The Bauer case requires a fresh look at the question. Those in the league office who believe he shouldn't play until the cases are resolved could be inclined to push for a much harsher suspension if and when commissioner decides to impose one. Could Watson be suspended for a full year? It shouldn't be regarded as impossible, and it could be the reason enough for the Browns to try to rebuild a bridge with Baker Mayfield. Wow, with their options of trading him drying up, there's still a chance they'll need him to play in 2022 if Watson ultimately is suspended for the entire season. Wow. So Florio is dropping the bombshell that in theory, because Trevor Bauer got nailed with 2 years, it may put pressure on the NFL to come down even harder on Deshaun, leading an avenue for Baker Mayfield to still be a starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. That's pretty wild. I don't know if I'd go that far, but look, he's going to miss some games. I would assume may not be next year though. That's the thing. I think they believe they're going to get through the season, but now of all people, Rob Manfred has put pressure on Roger Goodell because of how he hammered Bauer, justly or unjustly. Now in public perception, in public eye, you've got one high-profile Major League Baseball star. It just got nailed for 2 years. And you've got Watson, a starting NFL quarterback that many believe is a top 10 NFL quarterback, a star NFL quarterback, making $230 million guaranteed. Browns. Wow. Baker was just sitting there. All right. But the point is, Deshaun Watson, directly or indirectly, that may have put pressure on the league to actually hammer Deshaun Watson harder than they were going to. Wow. Interesting. It crossed my mind when I saw the Bauer news drop yesterday. But now somebody has literally brought it up, made it an issue. I'm sure Florio is going to go into this on PFT live on their show. So it's going to get some attention now. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. The cases aren't related at all, but you do have one high-profile athlete that's got misconduct of a certain kind of nature and another high-profile athlete with conduct of a certain nature. It shines a light on it anyway. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.